This is episode 81 of Mini Pod with me, Dave Jacobs. No fluff, just good stuff in under 5 minutes. Now, a while ago, I read an article from a man who has a ministry of training church volunteers. I think that's interesting. Now, apparently, there were about 100 people attending a training of his, and he asked them a question. How many of you here have a job description that is clear on paper and was given to you by either your supervisor at your church or your pastor? Do you know that only 30% raised their hands? Follow-up questions revealed that this lack of a job description created a great deal of frustration on the part of the church worker. And this article concluded that it's important to develop ministry job descriptions. You know, I often hear from pastors that they need to develop job descriptions. Well, that's good. What's not good is that tells me they currently don't have ministry job descriptions. And if the poll of those who attended this man's seminar is any indication of, a universal reality, then there's a good chance that these pastors have volunteers who are frustrated. One more thing. Is it possible that some of our frustration with leaders can be traced back to a lack of a job description? I think that's a very real possibility. Now, I want to ask you, do those who serve in key positions of ministry in your church have a job description? Is the job description written down? If not, might I suggest that you begin the process of developing ministry job descriptions for those who serve in your church. Now, here are the following 4 simple principles to follow. Number 1, job descriptions must be clear. Don't rush through the process. Have you thought through every detail? Have you written this out in a way that is understandable? Here's a rule of life. Never underestimate your ability to be vague when all the while you think you're being clear. Is that clear? Point number 2, job descriptions must be realistic. It doesn't matter what you want the person to do. It only matters what they have the will and the time to do. The more requirements or expectations you have, the fewer volunteers you'll be able to pick from. Be flexible. Are you asking too much? Remember, these people, they've got lives outside of the church. Be realistic. Number 3, job descriptions must contain a way to measure success. How will you tell and the volunteer tell or know that they're doing a good job? What specific things are you both looking for? And then finally, number 4, job descriptions need an off-ramp. Is there a plan to make it easy for the person to quit or for you to remove them out and into another position better suited for them if need be? Circumstances change. People change. Needs change. Give people a ministry, but start them out on a trial basis. Let them know that after a few months you'll meet with them to determine if they want to keep going. Tell them that if it doesn't work out, they'll be able to quit. I think more people will be willing to commit if they know that they can get out if they don't end up liking it. And also let them know that if you end up thinking it's not working out, that you would like permission to move them into something that's a better match. Here's the rule. It's easier to get them in than it is to get them off or out. Have an off-ramp. Once again, this is me, Dave Jacobs. Hey, subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already. Hit the like button, tell your friends about it, and I'll see you next week.